A lot of people on the outside are mistaken about what this really is. It's not just a bunch of environmental wackos out here trying to stop progress. These are ancient treaties that are being broken. The 1851 Fort Laramie Treaty gave all of this land and all of its resources to the Great Sioux Nation for as long as the wind blows, the grass grows, the river flows. That's forever.
This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, redwood forests, the Gulf Stream waters. This land's made for you and me. This land's made for you and me. As I was walking a ribbon of highway, I saw above me an endless skyway. But I saw below me a golden valley. This land's made for you and me.
I'm John Watson. I'm from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I'm here at Standing Rock in the Rosebud Camp. I came here in August to support this wonderful water protector movement that we're here working with, learning from. This has been one of the most wonderful experiences of my life. You know, to be here with this many nations together in peace and learn from each other has been an uplifting time in my life. It's something that I'll never forget. This is the first time that some of these people have been together since Crazy Horse and Sitting Bull were alive, right here on this very land. But we also have the Crow, who are in camp with the Lakota. They've been historic enemies for years. They fought each other, you know, but they're here praying together. They're here singing together, dancing together. We've got white people along with the natives, and everybody is sharing. Everybody is part of the village. I like to say that we've all become full-blood humans. Several years ago, I was involved in an industrial incident, if you will, where we got into some pretty toxic groundwater, and I nearly died from it. I wound up suing the company, and in the process of the discovery, we went around the facility, and I got to meet a lot of the people. We found out there was a cancer cluster there. And it rained one day while I was out with the lawyers doing this, and I saw black water running all down in the gutters, you know, and children are out there playing in it. It was coming right off the coal pile at the place where I was working. And I got angry, and I've been angry ever since. This is my way of dealing with that anger, is trying to come to stories like this and bring the truth out. Because there is a lot of negative media going on right now that's based on falsehoods. It's based on just outright lies. There's no other way to put it. I came to find the truth and to tell the truth without sensationalizing it, without politicizing it. This isn't Obama's fault. It isn't Bush's fault. It's our fault as a nation for letting our government get this far out of control. This has been one of the most lawless operations I've ever been a part of from law enforcement. What happened out there Sunday night is without a doubt one of the most inhumane things I've ever seen. And I lived in Birmingham, Alabama during the race riots. I remember when Bull Connor sicked the police and the KKK and the firemen with fire hoses on the Freedom Riders when they came into Birmingham. I remember that. This is more inhumane than that was, because they was using water cannons. They're spraying water on people in sub-freezing weather. I mean, it was freezing on their bodies. I've never seen this before. That's something that you would expect from, you know, some third world country somewhere, which North Dakota Pretty much is. The racism that I see that exists here against the natives is very, very similar, in fact, to what we saw in Birmingham, Alabama, only this is worse. Water is life. We come from water. It's the one common denominator in everything that lives on the earth, is that we have to have water, and it has to be clean enough water for us to drink. The pipeline company says that they're not going to pollute the water. There has never been a pipeline laid that didn't leak at one time or another. If that's 80 feet under the river out here, in the riverbed, and it starts to leak, how do you fix that first? How do you find it? I mean, this is insane. Water is life. We have to have it. And as an environmental advocate, I've been all around the world working on water issues, and I know that it's depleting. We're seeing our resources go away. The best way I know of to protect the water is to get beyond the mentality that it's always going to be here and it's always a renewable resource. We have to teach our children a better way. It's going to be the next 2 generations, and maybe even more, to turn this around, because they've got to first break down the political barriers that caused this to begin with, and you don't do that overnight. We're in trouble in America. Our political leadership right now is at an all-time low, and I don't see it getting better anytime soon. So it's up to our children. We teach them that it's good for you to run for office and become the leaders of the future that can stop this by just implementing new things. As I said earlier, this is the most lawless operation by law enforcement I've ever been a part of in my life. Part of that is because the governor is vetted in this. He's the one giving the orders to bring in all of these militarized police by distorting a law that was created for natural disasters. They can call in police to help in a national disaster. They can call in firefighters, rangers, all of this stuff in the event of a natural disaster. This governor is distorting that and using this as a means of bringing people together, and the natural disaster isn't here. There's only 2 things that the insurance companies will pay DAPL for work stoppage. One is a natural disaster, hurricane, tornado, flood, whatever. The other is riot. That's why they're using the word riot, is so they can help these people make an insurance claim where they get paid working or not. To me, that should be considered criminal. They violated our rights here so many times. The First Amendment in particular, the right to peacefully assemble for the sake of protest. I've been here for months. I've been on many of the actions. I've never seen anybody here take a weapon. I've never seen anybody here escalate an action to the point where it becomes violent. Any violence that I've seen has been incited by the weapon-bearing police force, this militia, if you will, that's brought in by the governor to protect his own interest. A lot of people on the outside are mistaken about what this really is. It's not just a bunch of environmental wackos out here trying to stop progress. These are ancient treaties that are being broken. The 1851 Fort Laramie Treaty gave all of this land and all of its resources to the Great Sioux Nation for as long as the wind blows, the grass grows, the river flows. That's forever. We decided that we wanted to build, the U.S. government, decided they wanted to build a lake here. So they gave the Dakota people 3 choices. You can swim, you can drown, or you can move. That's it. There was no consultation. They said, this is what we're going to do. They took the land back under eminent domain. Eminent domain is a constitutional statute. That's a constitutional law. These treaties supersede the Constitution. These are international treaties. And it should be dealt with in an international court, not in the civil courts around here. They have no authority. And this gathering, you asked earlier about what I think about it and how I feel about this. This is a prophecy that was foretold by Sitting Bull years and years ago. He said all of the people will come back to the fires on this land. The white people will come here to learn from us, and we have to be willing to allow them to do so. That's what I'm seeing here. That's what I'm seeing. The land that we're on right now was Hunkpapa land. This was Sitting Bull's land. There was a massacre that took place on this property. I don't know if you knew about it, but there was a time when there were a group of Mormons that moved into the area. They brought with them their cattle, and one of the cows got away. The cow wandered into this land here and was, just milling around, grazing around. The Indians saw it. They paid attention to it for a few days. Nobody came to claim it, so they thought, nobody wants this cow. They slaughtered it. They ate it. No big deal to them. The Mormon owner came along, and he says, I want my cow back. They said, we don't have your cow. We ate it. But we'll trade you 20 ponies to make up the difference, because we really didn't want to steal your cow. We'll make it up. They said, we don't want the ponies, want my cow back. And we don't have your cow. We're willing to give you these ponies to make up for it. So he left, went and got the army troops. They came back and killed every breathing person on this dirt right here. And this is not far removed from that, what I'm seeing right now. We haven't learned a lot in America. As the U.S. government has grown, so has its deception, its greed, its malicious taking of people's lands. And that's the real story. This isn't just about a pipeline. This is not an environmental issue. This is a socio-economic crime that's being perpetrated against these people. People on the outside that are asking questions about what's going on at Standing Rock, I say to them, come and be a part. Come and see it. Come experience it. I don't mean come in and enjoy the moment and be a part of history. Come and be a part of the camp. Come and grab the dirty dishes and wash them. Go and help the kitchen help, because we're supporting a village here. I got a new teepee yesterday. I got in it last night and it was cold. So I'm going to winterize it today. A lady comes up to me and says, I specialize in this. Can I do it for you? That's what this camp is about. It's the giving and taking of people the giving and receiving, not taking, of people that never met each other. They come here, they work together, and when we leave, we're all hunka. We're hunka family. We're adopted family. We're brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, grandmas, and grandpas here. And it's just the most wonderful thing I've ever done in my life. End of story.